Hello everyone, I'm Toyhouze, and today I want to talk about a really important topic, and that is one of the questions I sent out, which is, do you want TBC Classic to be hashtag no changes? Now I think this is a really important topic because, one, I was super surprised by all the answers, and two, what if we got a TBC that was changed from the original release back in 2007? Now really quickly, for some context, the survey was super surprising. So the question, do you want TBC Classic to be hashtag no changes? 73% of you said no, and 27% said yes. So I would say the majority definitely wants changes in the Burning Crusade Classic. And, that was really interesting to me. So I want to talk about some of the comments that people were saying and just kind of form a discussion around this, because this actually got some of the most votes and a lot of people with some really great points and opinions. So I wanted to kind of bring their thoughts to the surface so we can talk about it. So, all right. So here's the first comment I want to talk about. So, but leveling, leatherworking, and enchanting for drums and a new ring every single raid night doesn't sound like a lot of fun. So basically, you'd need to do drums of battle. You'd need to craft drums of battle, every single raid night, or you'd always have to have those ready to go. It's just widely known that leatherworking is the best profession for PvE. And so because of that, those drums, single-handedly because of those drums, so it's going to happen. If TBC is going to remain the same, everyone who's going to do PvE seriously is going to be a leather worker, and they're going to go get those drums. So that's kind of just a known fact. And then the second point, in a new ring every single raid night. So for those of you that don't know, jewel crafting has some consumable jewelry. As you're leveling up, maybe a pendant you make has 3 charges. When you use up the 3 charges, the pendant is gone. Most people just use the 2 charges and keep the ring or the necklace. So that's another part of min-maxing. Here I just pulled up Embrace of the Dawn. It's a unique necklace, requires level 70, restores some mana, MP5, but the use effect is all stats of nearby party members is increased by 10, right? So this probably also has 3 charges, and so people are probably going to min-max in crafting a new ring, crafting new drums, just to get that little bit of an edge. And the follow-up comment was, I don't know who on earth would do that just for a microscopic improvement. The game isn't that hard. And then the reply was, we said that about world buffs, but... And so, they've got a point. Like, I really think, if TBC is hashtag no changes, we're absolutely going to see this. We're going to see people literally level jewel crafting, get the jewel crafting only enchants on their rings, drop it, go back to some jewel crafting. Sorry, so they leveled enchanting, right, for the enchants on the ring, which is enchanting only. All I know is that, and then you go JC for the jewel crafting only gems. People think that people would not level a trade skill for such a microscopic improvement. Honestly, I think it's going to happen. I totally think people are going to level these professions just to get a profession-specific bonus and then drop it and pick up something else. Think about it. There's a lot of professions like that. Enchanting, jewel crafting, certain things that don't require the profession to use, but you need to equip it or use it as that profession in the moment, right? So that's one big topic. And I think that is a really good argument why TBC Classic should be changed in that respect. I actually agree with this because, right here it says, doesn't sound like a lot of fun. I totally agree. It totally does not sound like a lot of fun leveling up a profession to 300 to get plus 4 stats on each ring for a total of plus 8 to all stats. Like, this type of min-maxing totally exists. And I think it's not fun, but people are going to do it. And so if TBC remains unchanged, I think you can expect that. So I think that's argument number 1 for why we should change the Burning Crusade Classic. It's crazy to hear myself even say that as someone who loves the Burning Crusade. I just think it's developed to a point where maybe we should reconsider some of these little things that are going to get min-maxed. All right. Another thing that was another topic that I thought was super worth talking about, and I've seen other people already talk about this, but basically Phase 1 includes a lot of different raids, all the way up to Tempest Keep. So in the Burning Crusade, there's a number of raids, right? You've got Karazahn, Gruul's Lair, Magtheridon's Lair, Serpent Shrine Cavern, and Tempest Keep. These are all raids that are available at launch. So I've seen people talk about, this is, you're going to see Karazahn, who is the final boss of Tempest Keep, just completely killed, like a few weeks after release of the Burning Crusade. And yeah, why not? I totally think that could happen. I think it's a big problem. And so, right here, Makani comments, I'd like to see PvP and PvE phases somewhere along these lines. And I thought this was awesome. So in his mind, phase 1, we get Karazahn, Gruul, and Magtheridon. Phase 2, we get Arena Season 1. Phase 3, Serpent Shrine Cavern plus Tempest Keep. Phase 4, we get Arena Season 2. And then we go over to Phase 5, we get Black Temple, Mount Hyjal, Zul'aman. Phase 6, Arena Season 3. Phase 7, Sunwell. And then Phase 8, we've got Arena Season 4. I think this is perfect. Like, I have nothing more to add to that. Like, this is beautiful. I think Arena Season 1, starting at Phase 2, gives plenty of people time to get that Blood Elf or Draenei alt up to level 70 and start, getting some gear, getting ready to prepare with some Battleground Honor. And then, so you're ready for Arena Season 1. You've got a little bit of gear ready. Gives you some time. And then Phase 1 is perfect. Right as you get 70, you can, start getting Karazahn attuned, do Gruul, do Magtheridon. It's perfect. You've got 3 raids for Phase 1. I think it's just a beautiful, smooth transition through the Burning Crusade. So, but like we were saying before, this is if they changed the Burning Crusade. So actually, this is with changes. This is not technically a #no changes. This would be a phased approach. And I really like it. I really like Makani's comment. I think it's fantastic. All right. So here's another comment. It's the same dilemma as classic vanilla. Balance and modify content so that it's more fun and opens up for more classes / specs to be competitive, or trust that the game design from back then was popular for a reason despite its imperfections. Biggest one for me, personally, as a Ret Paladin, is to give both factions access to Seal of Blood and Seal of Vengeance. Seal of Blood gives Horde Ret Paladins up to 12% more DPS and effectively removes all their mana issues. Meanwhile, Alliance Ret Paladins will have to chug Demonic Runes and stand in fire, just not to run out of mana, and yet they wouldn't come close to Horde Ret Paladins. Okay, so a few things here. The Alliance Ret Paladins having to stand in fire to not run out of mana, that's essentially because there is a new talent, passive for paladins, that when they get healed, a percentage of the amount healed they regain as mana. So standing in fire is they just need to take damage in order to get some of their mana back, right? And then demonic runes absolutely are a thing. Without a doubt, if you saw my other gold making video or anything on the internet, like, demonic runes are absolutely going to be used. There are, shadow priests to help with the the mana issue. There are, shamans with the mana tide totems, but still, you're going to need demonic runes. Alliance Ret Paladins are going to have to do that. Prot Paladins are going to have to do that. Now, Seal of Blood is really, really good. I wouldn't say it removes all their mana issues, but I would say it helps a lot. Because Seal of Blood deals damage to you based on the holy damage you're dealing, and you need to do holy damage to do, to generate threat. But so that's super helpful. That's your stand in fire plus Seal of Blood is costing health, right? So it's really good. It's like the perfect seal. Seal of Vengeance, I don't hear people like loving it as much. It goes up to 5 stacks into a dot. Probably helps with threat generation. I don't know. I think Seal of Blood totally beats Seal of Vengeance any day. So I don't know. I think this is a big point. I think this is huge. Should they change that? If you look at private servers, I haven't seen both factions getting Seal of Blood. I've seen, free respecs for Alliance on Atlantis Karazahn, but it's because they know most people roll Horde. Why? Seal of Blood for one example. Horde racials are simply better for PvP. It's just a known fact. So there, there's that. There's going to be this faction imbalance. The queue times, right? We look at classic vanilla World of Warcraft, and we see a number of egregious examples of how #no changes has actually been detrimental to the game. doing all this research, playing the game, thinking about it, like there are definitely certain things that really did not work out well. Now, if you think back to when Honor first came out and Battlegrounds were not yet out, I forget the exact phase. It might have been phase 2, I think. Look what happened. On Harad, Alliance, it was basically unplayable to level. You just couldn't play. You would die in Gadgetzan. You would die in any neutral town. And you just couldn't play. It was really hard. I mean, you could play, but you have to be willing to walk to your corpse frequently. And that's an understatement. So here's another comment. Seal of Blood for both faction pallies. Only change. So once again, we're seeing a common theme here. This Seal of Blood is a big issue. All right, let's go on to another topic here. Topic number 3. People don't want no changes, meaning what people want is TBC changes? I don't understand. Classic was no changes. Why would we want them now? Answer. Because Classic was a steamroll. We want the game to be hard again. So people are saying here, slightly change boss fight mechanics, change some leatherworking professions around because it's too OP, drums mainly, and slightly change rogues and warrior DPS for raids as they are bad. Warlock DPS is too OP. They need to be dialed down a bit. So we're seeing again some common themes here. One uncommon theme was the steamroll of Classic. So that was something different. We want the game to be hard again. I would say yes, that is very true. I would say that Classic for the most part was a steamroll. You just saw, people just knew the fights, maybe you could have like pre-nerf, fights like pre-nerf, what's his name? Murmur? I don't even know his name. Anyways, the dark Naru. Mumu? I don't know what his name is. Basically, make the game hard again, right? That's one person's opinion. I kind of agree. I mean, it was actually kind of a steamroll, but what do you expect when people have been playing this version of the game like 17 years or so, right? I think that's a hard one. I don't know how much passion I have for like pre-nerf PvE fights, honestly. But for some people, that's an issue. All right, going back to some common things here. We've got the leatherworking profession. I really think that should be changed. I don't know. I honestly just don't. I think it's bad game design when you have to do a certain thing in order to be competitive. Like you have to. There's no other option. There's no equal. Leatherworking has no equal. You just go leatherworking for PvE for the drums. And then here another comment, the slight change to rogues and warrior DPS for raids because they're bad. That's a really tough ask, I feel like, because I think melee DPS in general struggled with quite a few fights, from Serpent Shrine Caverns to Tempest Keep as the most egregious example with the Alar fight. It's just tough for melee. Like, the fights themselves do that. And honestly, rogue DPS in Tier 6, it looks really good. So I don't think it's as bad as people think, but it takes a while for rogues to get there. All right, here's another one that I really liked. Please do something to leatherworking. I really don't want to feel like I'm in the wrong for leveling, say, enchanting or jewel crafting. My hunter will likely go leatherworking, but that makes sense. Tailoring will be massive too with the cooldowns it has. I don't mind if the classes are no changes, that's fine, but just little things. Make it so we can't change groups mid-fight to chain bloodlust. It just makes the fights arbitrary. Also increase the health pools and damage of bosses and abilities so we don't roll over at all like in Classic. So there's number 2. Second opinion we got here, where we're talking about how the fights were just super easy in Classic. So there you go. I think it's a common thread. Hopefully Blizzard is paying attention. I do actually put my vote into, we should have some changes for TBC. It's a scary idea. It's a scary thought for me because I care so much about TBC. Like, I want it to be great. I want everyone to play it. I don't want there to be a huge uproar, of like, oh, they changed this and it broke the game. God damn it, Blizzard, like, I hope that doesn't happen. But at the same time, like, look at these comments, everyone's going to go leatherworking. Imagine how many people are going to have like multiple tailoring alts just to have access to like Spellfire Cloth, Shadow Weave Cloth, and Primal Moon Cloth. Like, it's going to happen. But I mean, that I'm not that upset with. But you know, the leatherworking PvE drum thing, that kind of bothers me. I don't know, the min-maxing in general. Anyways, guys, these are just some of the comments. If you want to see the full thread, or even just comment here, like it's a heck of a discussion. I really hope that Blizzard is paying attention to this topic. I think it's particularly important in order to do the TBC transition right. Most people want changes. This is what my survey personally has revealed. If you haven't taken the survey, there'll be a link in the description below. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should TBC be hashtag no changes, or should they make some changes? Should they just do minor tweaks like leatherworking? Should they just do minor tweaks like Seal of Blood for both factions and just leave it at that? Would you like to see a phased approach so that KT isn't dead 2 weeks after the game launches? Let me know in the comments below, guys. I hope that TBC becomes great. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.